big leg of Matt Prater ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Wow, so wipe out the INT, roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From the 44, Mahomes dancing to his left. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
They go with the empty set there, 5 receivers in the formation. Normally, you want to have a running back in to block, but in this case, he's lined up to the right, and he ends up getting the football. A lot of confusion caused defensively, and it turns into a big play.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10, as they've got things rolling on this drive. Space to run past the 20, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Antonio Gibson, 31 yards, and the Broncos have taken the early lead. Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone.
And it just takes one, doesn't it, partner? That can undo a lot of good work that a defense has done to that point. You break off one right there, and everything suddenly looks bad for you.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. Henry, he gets away from one. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the second level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. This is Henry. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. On third down. Henry. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A first down carry for Henry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tyrann Mathieu there to make the tackle. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You're talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
6-0 our score after one. They'll run on first down. Henry. 67 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. First and goal and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Henry. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Here's Fields. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jimmy Graham from 3 yards out. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Taken at the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's... Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. T.J. Watt, the all-pro, in there to take him down. Throwing on second and long. Mahomes, that's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 23 yards the pickup there. On first and 10, it's Gibson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Mahomes now on first down. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he will be out of bounds. A good yardage there, and he'll get a second to catch his breath as it leads us right into the 2-minute warning. Mahomes now on first down. That'll be complete to Allen Lazard. And he's taken down inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Back to the ground with Gibson. Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
On second down, here's Gibson again. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Out to his left. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. He's at the 50, the 40, 20, 10, 4, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Brandon, we spent time with this team before the game, and there was never any indication that they did not like their kicker.
Well, it shows right now that they didn't like their kicker. Why didn't they just put it through the goalpost and take the lead?
That is going to be the question that has to be answered. I don't know about you, but I'm skipping my flight. I'm going to the post-game press conference to find out what they were thinking.
Instead of playing conservative, they go through the air, and what a stunning turn of events. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Deshaun Jackson, 81 yards. And the Broncos get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Mahomes will throw for it. And that's caught at the 2. And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Fields now to throw. They'll roll him out right. Lets it fly for Thielen. Touchdown! That's caught. Adam Thielen. In the final seconds of the first half. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise. Because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. And he'll let this go deep for Lazard. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
From this vantage point, They've got the lead here, so for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. And this is incomplete, but a flag back at the line of scrimmage. And this could be a first down. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. Now it's Henry. And some room to maneuver. And he takes this in the red zone all the way inside Denver's 15.
111 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So you got the lead here in the second half. Obviously, you love big runs like that at any time. Here you really like them.
And how about the confidence that's being exhibited by that offense now? They don't care what you're lining up doing on the defensive side. They want the big fella to carry the football and carry it often.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Derrick Henry, 14 yards. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Mahomes firing complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now it's Mahomes again. Bringing it in, Jackson left side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now here's Mahomes. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. T.J. Watt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Now Mahomes.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter.
He'll determine that on the sideline, but bottom line, you can see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
They begin with Henry. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Second and 10.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Henry, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
On play action, Fields.
And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Eddie Jackson with a tackle. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They go back to the ground, this time Mostert.
And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Once again, it's Mostert.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already.
Well, here we go on 4th down. Fields.
Flush to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Nice job of polishing off that drive, and all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Terry McLaurin, 79 yards. And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive.
And he's going to be unable to get upfield as they take him down at the 21-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They'll stay on the ground with Mostert.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.
That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And they'll indeed take a knee. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what